the state of the DC universe as a whole. And I think comics. I'm not gonna focus on too much, but I'm talking about mostly the movies, the film, the animated stuff. Animated, you can actually judge on its own. But I always thought the animated stuff, like I mentioned earlier, captures the tone of what DC should be much better than the movies did. Even though like I said earlier, I like the dark stuff. I like when the movie takes itself seriously. All except for Joker and Batman versus Superman, but I'll let you handle that. But the movie side and the TV show side seem to be a mess as far as cohesion goes. They're a mess. And I can't, even me, someone who is a fan of this stuff, I can't, it's not that I can't keep up with what's going on. I don't care to. You know, you're not making me care. You're not ever consistent enough to make me care about the universe, right? Oh, what's going to happen to the next movie? What's going to happen to Ben Affleck's Batman? Oh, he's uncast. He's recast. Superman. He's uncast. He's recast. I don't know. I don't know what's going on there. We're making like movies where it does happen in the Zack Snyder universe, and we're making movies that have nothing to do with it. So as a casual audience fan, like, what are you supposed to do there? Like,
no, I think it just comes off of, like, the reason that it ends up being that way is, I don't think it has to do with the production side of things. It's more of like, it's more of like the platform that they're releasing stuff on. Like, whenever you see the animated films, like, they're not really like going on TV, or they're not going on Netflix or nothing like that. Like, they're really just like released, like the comics. Like, when the comics are released, those are released on their own too. And then, but whenever you have like the CW, you have different like movie people that like want to get their hands on the money coming back from the movie, so they try to make their own touch on it to make it like what they think is gonna be successful. It's a lot of tampering with the
tampering is a good word.
Yeah, it's a lot of tampering with the story.
I think you're right, because I think the business side, the suits, right,
destroys it.
They kind of destroy it, but they saw what Marvel was doing with their properties. Mm-hmm. And how much money they were making, and so they were rushing. And this, I mentioned it's similar to the Star Wars side when Disney spent $4 billion, I think, on Star Wars for the rights. They were rushing to get to the big money making movie because, we just spent this much. For DC's less that Warner Bros. Already had the rights, I think, for most of these characters, but they wanted to do what Marvel did over years of trust and building and world development and characters and caring about characters. They wanted to do what Marvel did in like a couple of movies, right? And as much as I like the beginning of the DC universe, I'm one of those people that like Man of Steel. I know people get mad at the destruction and all that that happened in that movie, like at the end, and it is excessive. And Superman isn't like happy like the old Christopher Reeve Superman, but I thought it was an interesting sci-fi movie. I thought it was an interesting movie, like as Superman's first day. You know what I mean? And trying to put him in the real world, and like how hard it is to be a superhero in the real world. You can't save everyone. I mean, he's contributing to a lot of the destruction in that movie, but he's like, if you're in that position, just like the military would, just like police officers, you have to make a judgment call. I know millions of people are dying, or hundreds of thousands, whatever, are dying right here in this fight that I'm having with this guy, but the end result would be losing the planet, right? And I'm nervous. I'm young. This is my first day. I haven't been in a situation. This is the plot of the movie kind of lends. Anyway, not to get too much into Man of Steel, but it made sense to me, and I'm a big fan of Man of Steel. The Batman v Superman's, the casting, the recasting, like the universe as a whole is incohesive. It's not. Is incohesive a word even? I don't know if it is. There's no cohesion.
We get what you're trying to say, but it's like, look.
And they were rushing, and they started with Justice League.
It was a great start. They didn't finish strong. They didn't maintain what they had going for them. Like, I think if they just paced themselves and really did the work that they were supposed to do to make this timeline build, like, when you're making this movie, what's gonna happen in the next 4 movies? Like, you better have that.
Yeah, they don't do that.
They don't do that. Yeah, so it's just like, I appreciate Marvel, even if when Disney bought them out, I feel like they even did better with the time thing, the timeline. and really good with releasing their phases. Like they start off the whole
Yeah,
new
they have a
season
structure.
with,
Like the shows tie in. So with DC, they're like they struggle so much because I think a lot of hands are in the pot or whatever. I don't know what the metaphor is there, but you know what I'm trying to say. There's like a lot of people that have a lot of pressure to succeed. Remember, like there's a bunch of people who are focusing on their own careers. So it's like, oh, add Wonder Woman and Batman vs Superman, even though she has nothing to do other than fight the giant monster. Let's try to copy Marvel sometimes, but then let's try to do our own thing sometimes, and let's try to let's try to like add the TV shows. Let's not add the TV shows. I'm like, what are you doing? I mean, the Flash character shows up in the TV. I don't even want to talk about the CW stuff. CW stuff is just Arrowverse is just a. Bro, I don't know. I don't even know what's going on.
You know what makes me mad with that part of things is the first seasons of those shows always kind of gets me intrigued, right? Always kind of like, oh wow, like Arrow. I'll even give Arrow season 2 because season 2 was better than season 1 on that.
That Deathstroke season was still fire.
Fire.
I like it.
I can't tell you what season 3 is about. I don't remember it. I don't. Yeah, I don't. Flash was cool because it got into the we're getting
first
into
couple
like
seasons of Flash
powers.
Are pretty good. I like them. Yeah.
It was the villains that they showed, like they brought. Like I felt like it was cool with that part, but yeah, they just keep on letting me down, bro. I don't know.
Yeah, but
the live action
TV show stuff, Batwoman, it just they need a. And I hate to keep saying this, but Marvel made an infrastructure to their movie development, film production that works. They have a head guy, the genius Kevin Feige, right? He has a master plan. He hires the directors. He gets James Gunn for Guardians of the Galaxy. You know what I'm saying? He gets Josh Whedon to do the Avengers movie, set that tone there. He gets whoever, you know what I'm saying? But it all follows a plan. It all follows a formula. The Disney Plus shows tie in. The Netflix shows don't tie in as much, so they had that problem too. But they fix their stuff. They learn from it. Seems like I understand their processes. With DC, it's like we got a fantastic Joker movie. Remember that Joker movie that came out a couple years ago?
Oh, that was beautiful.
Fantastic, but it's a one-off. Standalone movies. It's Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers makes fantastic movies. Let's not sleep on Warner Brothers as a movie production company. They're amazing. They make fantastic movies, but I think a lot of pressure and greed comes into what comic book movies can be. Like, dude, we can make $1 billion Batman movie. Right, and Batman is a good example. Batman is a fantastic example. Look at how many iterations of Batman you get. And I think right now DC's relying way too much on Batman.
When we got so much other stuff, like much.
Don't get me wrong. I understand the urge. Okay, but Batman is your next big and we just talked about Batman earlier. That movie looks fantastic. The Batman, Matt Reeves is the Batman, looks fantastic. But then you have Ben Affleck Batman.
Robert Pattinson, you mean?
Yeah, Robert Pattinson Batman is the one I'm talking about. But then we have Ben Affleck's Batman in the Justice League universe, and I don't even understand it. Like what his role is, what his future is, are we still doing the Snyderverse? Are we not? So they'll say like we're not rebooting the Snyderverse, but then they'll release the Snyder Cut. But then we're not doing a Snyderverse. But then they'll release Wonder Woman 1 and 2. We're not doing the Snyderverse. But we're seeing an Aquaman 1 and 2. We're not doing the Snyderverse. But you just tied Shazam into this. We're not doing the Snyderverse. But we're doing the Flash movie. We're not doing. It's like, okay, what are you doing? And that's why I was saying the Flash movie could be a really good reboot or and then we have an old Batman. Where's the Matt Reeves Batman set? It's not in the same universe, right? I don't know what it makes it really hard to enjoy that part of DC. Like they seem like a mess right now. Hopefully they get some master genius at the center of it to fix it.
Yeah, well, I just hope they're just holding back just so they could get I think they're holding back because they do have a plan. Because I'm not gonna lie to you, this 2022 lineup does look pretty fire.
Yeah, as individual movies though.
But that's what I said about
shows.
That's what I said about Batman vs Superman. The trailer, they got me on. They're good at trailers. They're great at trailers. They're so good.
Wonder Woman 1 was good. Wonder Woman 2 seemed like what Shazam should have been. First of all, they completely changed the tone. I get it, it's not World War 1 anymore, but then that movie looked like a kids movie versus Wonder Woman 1 that looks like a World War 1 action movie. Like it looked good and it was like, oh damn, it's dark and it's hopeful. And then I watch Wonder Woman 2. It looks like a silly kids movie. It looks like
the 80s.
The tones aren't even consistent within the same director. Like I don't understand it. And that's why I wanted to get your thoughts on the Snyder Cut, because it leads to my point. It's like the Snyder universe would have been much better if that was the lead up, right? If you went from Man of Steel, made a better Batman even the Batman vs Superman director's cut, like when you let them just go full, it's much better. It's not a good movie, but it's still much better because they give you a lot more Clark Kent. It's much more. If you watch the director's cut of Man of Steel, Batman vs Superman, and Justice League, it makes way more sense. It's a cohesive, you know what I'm saying? And the Wonder Woman stuff fits in well. The thing is, whether you like it or not, Marvel set expectations. And people, when you do something groundbreaking and set the expectations, and you're following in, people expect that or better, right? Or that's what they expect. And so DC has to acknowledge that Marvel created something that worked, and if they're gonna follow that same formula, they can't just skip ahead, and they need to be brave enough, right? Or they need to be able to make decisions like, hey, this won't do, this will do. We need to be brave enough to start small. We need to be brave enough to earn our trust. I almost think, right, that this Robert Pattinson, Matt Reeves Batman, right? If you decide to move away from the Snyderverse stuff and stop, you have to make a decision to stop those movies entirely. Yeah. And this new Batman movie can be a centerpiece for a really good world, right? That eventually leads to that. But now you have to understand, he's setting up a tone in that movie. Okay, you got to be consistent with the tone. You can't be like, but we like when Marvel makes jokes, so we want to put jokes in our movie, even though we said we were going to be serious. Like, hey, look,
well,
you know, it's like this. I think the Robert Pattinson and then the Joker movie that came out a while back, like those can be really good frameworks for a new universe. Well, and then you go from there. But you can't do that when Aquaman made $1 billion last time. You know what I mean? Like,
but even with that point of setting the tone, like I think that could be like I like what you're saying with the whole Batman thing. This is year one. This is perfect, bro. Batman is like one of the oldest. Batman is one of the oldest heroes too. You know what I'm saying? So it's like he could be there at the beginning. You start a whole new universe. But hey, with the tone setting, that's Batman's tone. That's what it's like in Gotham. That's what you're gonna see when you get to his movies. But then you could go ahead and have a Flash movie, and you can start laughing. Because the Flash that I know, I don't know the Flash that you grew up with, but the Flash I knew was
I'm not that much older than you, bro.
Okay, yeah, I know.
Like I'm from the 50s or something. What the
I know. I'm sorry. I just don't like to assume all that because I know there's
your Flash wore that metal helmet, right? With the freaking. Oh no. All right, no, you didn't.
Oh man, nah, not that Flash, but
my Flash, 20s Flash.
My Flash was, I think, was the Wally West that they had in the Justice League animated series.
Wait, right? One more. Your Flash was called Hermes, right? The guy. You old ass. You were there live and saw him back in the ancient. Nah, I'm just kidding.
Bro, man, I was not trying to rip on you that bad, bro. Come on.
Go ahead.
But what was I saying? No, yeah, the Wally West was mine from the Justice League, the animated Justice League. He was funny, always trying to pick up the chick, or like, you know what I'm saying? He was like, that's the Flash I love. So I feel like if they made a movie with that type of Flash, I don't know, like I feel like you could have different tones in these movies. So don't have them like scared of like, you know, what tone this in. Everything doesn't have to be serious, but know what movie.
You're cutting out a little bit.
Hello?
Yeah, I can hear.
No, there's.
All right, just continue.
We'll cut this out. All right. Yeah, but every like movie doesn't have to have its own like every movie doesn't have to have like this dark setting, this dark tone. I think like DC has enough characters.
Have to. It's about what you set up though. So like this Batman is the beginning of the universe. So you want to continue a tone like the first Iron Man. It was like that kind of movie, So they set a tone. They were like, oh, he makes jokes, he makes quips, he
Yeah.
has cool action, he fights a doppelganger at the end, kind of. You know what I mean? And then every movie from then on was the same kind of. Oh, there's quips, there's jokes, there's action, and then there's a villain that's the same thing as the main villain, and and so like they kind of set a tone with the first movie, and Avengers continued. That's what I'm saying. Like, hey, whether you like it or not, your first successful movie, if you start a new universe, is going to be this Robert Pattinson's Batman, right? It's going to be a successful movie. I could tell. I could sniff it from here.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like Man of Steel was your first successful. I mean, relatively success. I think made like $600-700 million. It was a relatively successful movie. So now you have to make it believable that it exists in the same universe, because you have to care about the universe, and to care about the universe, you have to care about the characters, and you have to write them consistently. Like Batman's character is this, Batman character is that, Superman's character is this. Iron Man's character is this. You know what I'm saying? Peter Quill is this. It's like that's what I'm saying. And it's like you're giving me like 8,000 Batman, Michael Keaton, Ben Affleck, Joker's not even in the same universe. It's like, are you guys gonna do a multiverse movie? I knew about the Infinity Stones years in advance because they set it up. Where is this going? Why should I care?
Yeah,
where is it going? It doesn't seem like you have a.
And that's what I'm saying. The timeline thing, like they need to get better at like knowing where the movies are headed to. But there's something I wanted to get. I lost it, but it's okay. We'll continue.
Sorry, I probably cut you off there, but overall, man, state of the DC universe. I'm excited for what's to come. I'm excited. I'm excited to watch these individual movies and judge them as individual movies. I'm not excited about the universe at all, or the multiverse, or whatever the big movie you're building up to. I'm not excited about that. The connection part. So maybe they should take some time and just make their individual movies only. Because I'm tired of seeing like put together like Harley Quinn movies and Birds of Prey. Like there's these one-off movies that are like not very good. I mean, to be honest, and then it's like they're not creating what we should be excited for. They're reacting to what we think is cool. Oh, Harley Quinn, never get rid of her.
Yeah,
because,
man.
We liked her in the first one. It's like they're like, okay, what's Peacemaker? Oh, he was liked in the first movie, and it's so like they're reacting.
Yeah, I think yeah, they don't really have the lead on I don't know, just taking charge of this whole show, because it's just, I feel like they just really in it for the like in the money side of things. I think that's really what's getting them to like fail, because when you talk about story and content and the things that DC Universe has to offer, I think it's the way better comic universe. I think it's the way better. I don't know. That's just me.
I can see the argument, but Marvel has
dope stuff. I'm not saying they're bad.
Too, so,
I'm not saying they're bad, but to me, maybe it's just what I grew up with first. Like I'm more of a Superman, Batman, Justice League type of guy, but
a lot of us are that from that era, like the Justice League more than Marvel. But Marvel people like the movies, So it's like,
well, yeah. Well, I think even DC people like the movies. Which you saying that? Sorry, I was getting a call. Which you saying that? Most of us are DC fans. I think that means like a lot more people are angry about like what DC is doing, right? I mean, to me,
the DC fans are very active though. They're like, they see that Robert Pattinson cut, right? Matt Reeves, the Batman movie that just came out, the trailer, and I'm looking on Twitter and I see like, I'm not watching this because of the Bat flick is my Batman. I'm like, what are you guys doing? You can't deny reality that movie looks fantastic regardless, and it creates stuff like that, and I don't know, it's just kind of dumb. But overall, what are your what are your final thoughts about fandom and the state of DC in general?
Fandom, I really liked it. Like I said, they could be fooling me with the trailers, but I'm a hopeful guy. I'm gonna try to I'm not gonna do what I did with the Justice League movie. I'm gonna stick out. I'm gonna go buy a ticket to see which one is coming first. Batman? You said that's coming out March, right? That's
Maybe a
right
show.
around
I
the
mean,
corner.
probably the shows are coming out first.
All right. Well,
The Batman,
regardless,
whatever.
who comes out, I think that the 2022 year of DC is looking pretty strong. Thinking after that Flash movie, they're probably gonna try to fix things. If they don't do it with that, I'm just sticking to the animations. Like, I'm just sticking with the animations from now on because I'm just like, you know what, it's whatever.
All right, man. Well, that was it. That was the Fandom Knots podcast, episode 1. Thank you for everyone who freaking joined. I hope you enjoyed the conversation. Bro, much love. Thank you for setting this whole thing up. Thank you for everything
Yeah.
you did say. Hopefully you guys like it. Like, share, subscribe. We have the Twitch channel that I do. Stream
Down
on Twitch
below.
all the time down below. Follow on Twitter, YouTube, Fandom Knots. Do you have anything you want to plug in?
Man, just follow me on Twitch, the Gamer. It's the same. It's the same thing all around. YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, the Gamer. Yeah, just let us know how we did, man. I think it was a good little show, huh?
I think it was great. I think we did it. I think we were more cohesive than DC was, to be honest, about this. And we're trying to be more cohesive in the Fandom Nazi universe and more consistent. So we're trying to do this more consistently.
Yeah.
One thing that helps is encouragement. Encouragement
Yeah.
helps. And check out the Twitch, man. I'm telling you, the Twitch channel is live. It's popping. We're playing New World right now. Come all the way through. Come all the way through. It's fun. But expect more on the YouTube and the Twitters and the Instagrams and all that. And join the Discord, Phantom Knots. We'll put all those links down below in the description. Man, thanks again.
Thanks for having me. Have a
All
good
right,
week.
you guys, peace.
Peace.